We might have to consider making a movie like John Wick that essentially is going to be a military version, because someone killed this guy's dog and he looks like to be an army veteran, and this has caused a lot of outrage, and it looks like the police might be at fault for doing this, but there's a lot that comes with it. Before we move forward, I want to say a big thanks to Max over at the Scuttlebutt show. He makes similar content like this and helped me with the new setup and kind of this new format, as editing was taking a lot longer time, so I'm trying to make this process quicker. If you like it, please let me know what I could do better, what you like, what you don't like, all that kind of stuff, because I think that's important as I kind of make this adjustment and move forward. So this story comes from Army Times, and it says, she was just doing her job. Homeless vet loses service dog during arrest for panhandling. And then it goes on to say, Joshua Graham Rower, a homeless veteran in North Carolina, says he was wrongfully arrested and mistreated by Gastonia police officers who also tased his service dog, Sunshine. Never heard of any dog being tased, but obviously dogs can be dangerous. Sparking support from those who witnessed the incident. The Gastonia Police Department told Military Times that although Rower will go to court for the charges against him, the department is now looking into the incident to determine if the conduct of our officers was appropriate. Obviously, in the age of body cams and all that kind of stuff that you're going to see, I mean, it should be on video. Not every police department has them, as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure how much funding this police department has, but it will be interesting if there is footage to at least aid before people go extreme, but they kind of do already without knowing any other context or any video. But it goes on to say, Rower was standing on a median near a Gastonia shopping center with the Sunshine on October 13th when a 911 caller contacted police while Rower wasn't bothering anybody. Having Sunshine with him was his way of using sympathy to get money from people, the caller said, according to a copy of the audio call. I'm going to play that right here because honestly, this is such a Karen move, but I'll let you guys be the judge of that.
Jefferson County Communications 669.
Okay, so, is it legal for these adults to be standing on the intersection with a dog asking for money?
I mean, we can send officers out to check them out, but because they're like panhandling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're using the dog to get money, is what they're doing.
I don't know if there's anything illegal about that. I'm not an officer, but I could definitely send an officer out there. Where are they at?
Well, there's one of them standing at the intersection of Fox Road and, I don't even know what the name, the road that you turn down to go to Target. So I don't know.
Like, to go to the Target parking lot? Yeah, in Moldova.
But they're standing at the red light on Cox Road,
Okay.
across from,
Like near Chuck E. Cheese in that area?
yeah, but he's standing across from
Right.
the red light.
Okay.
Across from, yeah.
Is he white, black, or Hispanic?
He looks white, and he's got a gray shirt on, a gray long-sleeve shirt on, and he's got that poor dog. There's got to be something somebody can do about this. This is bullcrap. That they're using this poor animal, and then there's a lady in a green short-sleeve shirt, just a little bit, like just feet away from him. But she's not standing at the red light. She's standing right when you pass AT&T. A woman with a green short-sleeve shirt on, and she's got a dog too standing there.
Okay. So do you think the dogs are in danger? Like, are they going into the street, or like, how are they using the dog to get money?
Okay, well, that's putting two and two together. They're using this dog to make people feel sorry for them to give them money. They have this dog laying in the middle of the park. He's on the media.
Okay.
That poor little dog is laying on the media right there at the red light. Yeah, he could get ran over.
Okay. All right, we'll get officers out there and check it out. Do you want to speak to an officer?
If he wants to call me, he's more than welcome.
If you guys like dogs, like this video to show Josh that we're supporting him, because I think that will mean a lot. And I will leave that down below if you want to support him over there and any monetary stuff as he's down on his luck. I gotta love that she's just like, that dog out there is hustling for money. They're making him go out there. And I'm like, this is not like a pimp that's out there that's like, hey dog, go over there, make sure you make my money. How many homeless people have had dogs before? A lot of them, so I'm not too concerned about this. But if you are going to look at these photos that are going to pop up very soon, you're going to see this dog is not just an ordinary dog, and it looks like he goes above and beyond to take care of this dog. The article then goes on to say, even though Rower wasn't armed or harassing passerby, according to the witnesses at the scene, the encounter would ultimately end with his arrest and Sunshine's death. Rower deployed to Kuwait and Iraq from October 2004 to November 2005 with the Kentucky Army National Guard. He suffers from service-connected PTSD, and his 2-year-old Belgian, I don't know how to say this, but Sunshine, was his Veterans Affairs prescribed treatment according to an official letter from the VA provided to Military Times by Rower. And then he said, wasn't doing it illegal on October 13. In quotations, I was just sitting there waving at people when this lady waved me over and offered me money, Rower told Military Times. I was accused of falsely using my dog to get money from people and asking people for money, but that's not true. Rower said that as soon as he took the money offered to him, the police drove up aggressively with the lights on and everything. The officer asked for Rower's ID card and told him that she'd be giving him a ticket for panhandling. The act, which falls under the term solicitation in North Carolina state law, is considered illegal if an individual verbally panhandles at night or at any time of day within 20 feet of a financial institution, outdoor dining area, or transit stop. Rower argued that he wasn't doing anything wrong, and the officer on scene called for backup. Police asked Rower to produce a valid state ID, which Rower said he didn't have, stating that he only had a VA card. And that would make sense, as that card would be the thing that would get him military veteran status benefits if he needed health care, etc. And I would say probably is the reason why he's not needing any other ID, because that's a pretty legitimate form of it. But on top of that, probably doesn't have a mailing address or something to get his ID. I'm not sure how North Carolina does it. I've had other states where they mail it to you. So Justin Huffman and Nydia Connolly witnessed Rower's arrest, telling local TV station WCNC that they saw officers surround Rower during the October 13th encounter, and the officer asked him for his ID. Huffman said he wasn't moving fast enough, so he tried to reach into his pocket to get his ID. They slammed him up against the car, and they put cuffs on him. Obviously, you're going to say that the safety of the officers is priority, which I agree with. But if they told him to get it out, I'm not sure how that played out. Again, body camera footage would likely be a better option to kind of see this play out. And says, Sunshine, responding to his distress, jumped on the hood trying to help him, Rower said. She was doing her job, licking me and trying to calm me down, Rower said. The cops started yelling at her and me, telling me to get her to settle down, but they wouldn't allow me to physically get control of her. What I find interesting about this, speculation, again, with no body camera, is if he wasn't combative, right, and he was just not moving fast enough, and this dog was going to bite, I don't see what the issue is. But as you can see from this photo, it has how many patches on it right here? Please do not pet me. I'm working. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 patches on this dog to show that it is a service dog. This is not by mistake that it's a service dog. And you could go on the spiel of like, so many people have fake service dogs. I'm like, if a homeless dude has no money, you think he's going to invest in a bunch of patches and vests like this for his dog when he's probably going to spend it on something else? I highly doubt that. Rower said Sunshine nipped at one of the officer's ankles as she was hopping down from the hood on the car, prompting the officer to tase her. We're out here screaming, don't shoot the dog, don't shoot the dog, Huffman said. Huffman says Sunshine ran to a nearby store with one of the taser prongs dangling off her body while police took Rower to the back of the car and slammed him on the pavement. It was really traumatizing, Connolly said. I've never seen anything like that. And according to the police report, Rower was arrested on charges of solicitation and resisting arrest. As he was taken by police for booking, Rower said that he begged officers to let Sunshine come with him. He cited North Carolina statute that affords people with disabilities the right to keep their service dogs with them, especially in cases where the individual's health is at risk. And he goes on to say, they laughed at me. He said, I begged them to bring her to me or give her to an officer and to take with them, but they wouldn't listen. They didn't care. To be honest, I don't know if jails are even allowed to have any dogs with them that aren't canine. Obviously, that could put risk to other inmates, could put risk to if there is another type of canine unit or something going on there, aggression, whatever else, and liability, I doubt they have dog food, etc. But I'm surprised they wouldn't have some kind of policy to maybe deal with animals that are being used as service animals. But he goes on to say, Rower never saw Sunshine again. While his friend and fellow veteran Dave Dowell was able to get his hands on the service dog that night, she later slipped her leash and ran away while Rower was still in jail. He was released the next day after posting bail and facing more intensive treatment by police, saying they laughed at him and continually told him how horrible of a person he was. Rower claimed he began searching for his dog. After nearly 2 days, Sunshine was found in a nearby Shelby where Dowell lives. She had been hit by a car and killed. Here we are thinking we're going to have some kind of success story of his dog being found, and you're like, man, this is awesome. His friend found his dog. And then it's like, no, she was hit and killed because the dog ran away again, which I would assume maybe stress, anxiety from the previous incident, new environment, new person around her. Plus, she is trained as a service animal, which if you've not dealt with any service animals, it's like very intensive training and thousands of dollars in order to get one of these animals. It's not cheap. He then says, I begged them not to separate, as Rower said. They didn't care about me, about her, or about the fact that I needed her. Rower's grief over losing Sunshine almost killed him, Dow said to the Military Times. According to Dow, Rower took off into traffic after learning Sunshine was gone and tried throwing himself in front of a car that he could. He absolutely lost his mind, Dow said. Losing Sunshine and facing the allegedly rough and careless treatment of the police left Rower feeling hopeless enough that he just wanted to die, he said. After Dow Shelby police were able to subdue Rower, he had to be treated at the VA Medical Center in Asheville for injuries suffering during the PTSD episode caused by losing Sunshine. Bended Knee Outdoors says a nonprofit corporation in Granite Falls, North Carolina has been providing Rower with housing since October 16th from the medical center. Rower said he wanted to share a story to draw attention to how he was treated, and he says, quotations, I'm just blown away that this could happen to a veteran and service dog team or anybody really homeless or not, he said. I just lost my ability to believe in and function in society, Rower said. I cannot function without a service dog, and they stole that from me. I don't know how I'm going to recover from this. So it is not all bad news and rainy days. It does look like there is a veteran outreach program that has been reaching out to Rower in this situation and trying to help him out. I don't know if he's going to be able to get another animal. This is obviously not like just going and getting a rescue if he's using this for emotional purposes and things like that. So this is a Facebook group to support Joshua Rower and Sunshine Ray. It does look like they did go over to police station to kind of protest this as well. It does look like they have a bunch of photos here, but they also have a GoFundMe page as well. This has over 2,000 people that have liked and followed it. And over here you can see the GoFundMe has over $20,000 with 529 donors and just about like a 2-week time period, it looks like. So I'll leave that down below if you guys want to help Josh out here and hopefully get something for Sunshine. I mean, even in this photo you can see he even has like a hood type hat thing for his dog and, protects from the sun. And like, he obviously did care for this dog. This was not just a typical dog. So I want to share a couple thoughts here. Just because you are a service member, I don't think that should entail entitlement, right? Like, we understand that not everybody can be like, look, I'm a veteran, please respect me. I understand that there's some heat of the moment things. I don't want to justify anything until we get more information that kind of comes out. Obviously, the day in court has not occurred. If anything, I have to say I'm very upset with this Karen that's right here, because I'm like, this guy, if everything's correct and the witnesses there are saying Josh was doing nothing, I can tell you personally, I've lived in California. I am annoyed that I would see homeless people everywhere. But I would never call the police and be like, this person is just standing here on a street corner with a dog. And my advice to this Karen that's out there is like, if you don't like the fact that Josh or any homeless person out there is trying to earn a couple bucks by panhandling, don't give them money. It is not an individual responsibility of me or anyone else to make sure that there is money or food in their pockets, right? That is not any requirement, and it is by goodwill and your own personal beliefs if you want to. The people that are there because they're getting money. So if you don't want them to stand there still, they might go somewhere else if they're not getting dollars. And I know that there are varying degrees of people that look at homelessness and they're like, this could be an alternative lifestyle. This could be mental health issues. This could be a drug issue. It could be so many different things. It could be housing issues, all of these other things. But it depends what perspective you have on that lens and kind of looking at it. And I think that's where we should leave this video is, what do you guys think about homelessness and kind of this situation with Josh and kind of people picking on homeless people? Or do you think it's individual responsibility, government responsibility, you know, as we have this push and pull type thing that we're seeing? Even John Oliver did a video on this very recently. So please leave that down in the comments below. If you guys like what we do on this channel, you can support over at patreon.com for special perks and benefits. Also, on top of that, you can support over at the YouTube join button below this video for special perks and benefits here on YouTube. As always, if you guys have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.